Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to be playing a little bit of standard instead of limited. This is my last iteration of Black-Green Energy. I've been playing this deck a little bit before the Pro Tour. I think it was pretty well positioned and, given the results of the Pro Tour, I think it's still a very good choice. You can go with that or maybe just the Black-Green Delirium deck. I do like this one a little bit more right now as I think it's slightly better against the red decks. However, the Delirium version is probably better in the mirror and better in the late game. So as you can see, it's slightly skewed towards beating mono red right now. I originally had 4 Siphoners in the main. Now I have split 2 Siphoner, 2 Aetherborns, and 2 more Aetherborns in the side. This card has been quite solid against mono red. There's a Harvester in the main, another one inside, and I have a lot of grasp. I have 3 in the main, 1 in the side. This card is really important against mono red because of Hathawret and Glorybringer. Otherwise, I mean, the classic 4 Rampager, 4 Cubs, 4 Constrictors, couple Nisas, couple Rishkar, and you don't want too many super costly cards. I only have 2 Gear Hulk and 3 Ballista. I do like Blossoming Defense. I think you want at least 1 in the main. But it's been pretty good, so I'm using 2 now. And one of the best reasons to play this deck right now, over the Delirium version, I think is Green Metal Rampager. This card has been very impressive. The 3/4 body is just very well positioned right now. I think we just got a match. I'm just gonna join it. And regarding other thing in the side, I guess it's pretty classic sideboard. 1 Sky Sovereign against other mid-range deck, a little bit of option against control, some more Ringvolt, 2 trackers for grindy matchup, the Aetherborn for the burn deck, Doomfall, pretty good in a decent amount of matchup. I could see main deck in that almost, but it I don't know, it's a little bit too costly sometimes. And 2 Expertise for the zombie matchup basically, and a Gonti for grindy matchup. So I've played this deck with quite a lot of success before the Pro Tour, and now I'm not sure if it's still well positioned. I imagine there's a little bit more mid-range, a little bit less burn right now, but we'll see how it goes. This one is borderline. It's basically 5-lander. We have the turn 2 Rampager though, which is pretty good, and one of these land is a mana land. I think it's a keep, but certainly a little bit borderline. And we are playing against a red deck. I kind of like this hand against the red deck. I don't really like drawing a land here. It was pretty much the worst draw in the entire deck, but not an actual ton we can do. Again, Rampager is pretty good against red, and Ballista is pretty good too. Rishikar Kendra, sure. Oh, dude, that's brutal. I think this hand was good against mono reds, and definitely a keeper, but yeah, drawing 2 lands in a row is, well, it's as bad as it could have gotten. We pretty much need to draw a spell next turn. But as you can see, Rampager is just doing a great job here. Stopping the Kenra, and stopping them from doing anything too annoying. Now the question becomes, what are we doing? I'd rather play the Ballista for 4 mana. Don't think we should play it for 2 here. We are probably gonna get, I don't know, not sure what's going on. I think we are pretty happy to actually just pass for now. They're probably missing a land drop. There's a chance they go land into Ancrop Crasher, at which point we kind of want to Grasp of Darkness the Crasher. Soulscar Mage, no problem. However, it might be wise to just keep the Grasp for Hathawret, especially since we kind of stabilize the board here pretty much. The question is, at which point do we start to attack, because they do have a bunch of spells in hand, so even though they are the aggressor generally and we are the more controlled deck, at some point we'll need to start beating down, I believe. So if I play Ballista, shoot the Kenra, and attack with Rampager, and they go Ancrop Crasher, we take 4, which is annoying, but you know, fine at the end of the day. Could play Ballista and pass. I'm not sure if we are supposed to attack with Rampager or not. It's kind of close. In general, not, but since they are stuck on land, I think getting aggressive might make sense. If we go Ballista, shoot the Kenra, attack, and they go use a burn spell on Ballista, most likely, and attack for 2. That's fine. I think we should try to get offensive here. Get aggressive. Dresser attack first and keep the grasp available. If they had shock, they could have gone shock this, make it a 1-2 and block with the 2-3 mage. Which would have been slightly annoying because of the counters, but I would have been able to grasp the mage and keep my 1-2. Shocking what? The Rampager. Interesting. Sure. Fine. Well, if they were gonna do that anyway, they probably should have blocked. I guess it plays pretty badly into blossoming defense though. But they can shock first, see if it resolve, and if it resolve, block. Don't think they lose match by doing that. So they can 2-3 for no reason. I think we were just shooting the Kenra. See what happens. They would probably just use a burn spell or something on the Ballista. No, looks like not. Maybe not. Maybe. Kind of feel like they want to abrade right here. Interesting. They don't really want to play a creature here because most creature will just die to Ballista. Oh, flow, second main phase. You'd probably just rather do that first main phase and get some more damage in, because I would have done the same thing. I don't think I would have killed the mage, and then they would have gotten some more damage in. So yeah, not entirely sure about this line. Seems kind of odd. Okay, well, this will probably die. There's not a ton we can do. However, we can pretty easily grasp the mage, since we have another one. I'm a little bit less worried about getting Hazaret. Yeah, as expected. We'll just kill the mage. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of pressure. Ugh, drawing a land here was pretty ugly. Not gonna lie, we are really flooded here. This is a 24 land deck, and we've drawn something, you know, counting the Attune with Ether as lands, basically, and we've been drawing 8 land, I guess, and 4 spell. That's bad. Interesting. So we could animate the Quagmire, put a counter on everybody, and beat down. There's a chance one of our creature gets shocked. And then there's a chance they play a Haster that kills Nissa. So I think we are just better off attacking for 3 first, and then playing a Nissa and making a plant token. And it's gonna be 4 loyalty, so even if they go Ancrop Crasher, attack, make the plant token unable to block, yeah, sure. We can, I mean, Nissa is not gonna die. We need to draw some spells though. And that's why the black-green Delirium version might have an edge in this kind of scenario, because then all your attune with Ether are basically traverse the Ulvenwald, and you're way less likely gonna be. I guess this plus a Crasher is gonna kill Nisa. They needed to top deck 1 out of 4 of their deserts, though. Oh, that's fine. If they just wanna trade that for Nisa, I can live with these. They have still 4 cards left in hand, which is the problem right now. I don't think we can afford to grasp the Gorger. I'm just gonna attack with Quagmire, and I believe they are gonna block. And we are gonna trade, and that's fine. Trading a land. I'm flooded. I'm trading a land for a spell, so sure, I'll take it. But if we grasp the thing here and they go Hazaret, well, Hazaret will not get to block or attack right away, but then it's gonna be pretty problematic and painful quite quickly. If they had attacked and exert here, I would not have used grasp. I would have just taken 3. Sure, not bad, not bad. Kind of a weird match right here. It's not supposed to go this way. The fact that they are mana screwed and we are flawed, is making things quite odd. If they attack me for 5, I'm just gonna take 5, most likely. Like, maybe I chum block with a plant token. I don't even think I do that, though. Cub. Sure. So they will want a double block here, most likely. Maybe just trade the Crasher for Gifted Azaborn. Sure. Might not be playing aggressively enough. Here I think they are just gonna shock or finish the Elephant. It's not really a big deal though, it's a 2-for-1. I really think that the way we lose that is if we use the Grasp and they end up playing an Hazaret, at which point we are in a lot of trouble. Here is they go land Hazaret, we just grasp the Hazaret and we're fine. But at career, sure. An attack? Huh, no, that's what I thought. Okay, that's great. I think we just do that pre-combat and blow up the courier so we can get in with the cub. Maybe. Looks like they just conceded though. Yeah. That was kind of a bad game for them. On the other hand, I was a little bit flooded too, and if I had a regular draw, they would have been crushed like 5 turns ago facing some gigantic monsters. So I don't feel too bad about them missing a couple land drops since we had way too many of these. Winning game 1 is pretty good though. Alright, so we want Harvester, we want the 4th Grass for sure, we want 2 Gifted Azaborn. I'll cut the Siphoners for the Azaborn. Siphoner is not that great in matchup. Even if it leaves, which is not going to happen very often because of 1 toughness. It's it's pretty painful to use. Not super painful, but it deals damage. And I mean the bad thing with Siphoner is that it's just an awful blocker in this matchup. Like you cannot even block their bomb at courier. Basically, it's just pretty bad. Gonti is fine, I think. I don't think you want Yahini's expertise in this matchup. I think it's too slow, not very efficient, especially since both board they have, the big threat are really Hazaret and Glorybringer, and this doesn't help you against these. Doomfall helps against Hazaret, but they generally have another creature around. It's just a little bit too expensive. I don't think it's good. Onyx is not good. Tracker, not great. I don't think it's really an attrition matchup. I really don't think you need the value of Tracker here. So just Gonti, the last card we could bring in. And in general, I'm not sure what I'm cutting in this matchup. I had a pretty clean how do you say that? A pretty clean sideboard plan before the Pro Tour, but then I changed it a little bit added 2 Grasp of Darkness, 1 in the main, 1 in the side, and now it's a little bit more complicated. I have three cards too many here. I don't think you want to cut the Gear Hulk. I only cut them when I'm bringing in some other 5-drop. You know, sometimes I just cut 2 Gear Hulk, bring in Flagship and Omnixis if, you know, it's more... The matchup is more about value than raw power. You definitely want the Blossoming Defense, I believe. I don't think you are cutting any of the 1-drop or the 2-drop. Nissa has been not so good. I think you can cut 1 or 2. Maybe all the 3 Nissas. The thing is, especially on the draw, because they have the deserts, because they have a lot of haste creature, she's probably just gonna die, and it's not even gonna buy you a bunch of time, because you might just go Nissa, make a token, they make the cut token unable to block, kill Nissa, and then, yeah, you spend 3 mana on an 0-1, that gain you 4 life, and that's not really where you want to be. I don't think it is. Could see an argument for keeping Nissa in the deck, though. Well, this one is pretty much perfect. The game plan is kill their early stuff so we don't lose. Try to build a 5/7 Harvester. Harvester was a little bit better before because I think we are pushing that Gorger, especially since we draw another Fatal Push. We are taking 1, but you know, we are saving 2 in the meantime. Oh, they don't have a Canara here, it looks like. Good. Or any Haster, for that matter. Krizev. This is mildly clunky. We'll have to use the to lose 1 life again. The play is never Winding Constrictor here. It should be Attune plus push. If Near Die Lands being a little bit painful here. I'm only playing 1 of these. 2 of these in the main. It's been pretty good in some like against Zombie. It's amazing. The ability to kill something like, well, Diregraph Colossus is pretty tough to kill, but something like what's the name of that card? A Creep Breaker with 1 of your land can be. I'm just closing my window because it's starting to rain. Sorry about that. Alright. Hopefully it will not be too noisy. Another Karizev. Okay, that's kind of good for them actually, because it's legendary, so I think they're pretty happy I killed it. So before the PT, Mothra deck only had a couple a Braid in the side. Now they are running it main deck. They are playing 4 of these very often, so Harvester kind of got worst. It might still be the card we want to play here. Constrictor we can play and block the small dude, the monkey, and only take 1 if they don't have a removal. If we play Harvest, they are again a little bit mana screwed here. Short on mana, if anything. They've been missing their 3rd land drop. So if we go Harvester and they go Abrade, attack you for 3, what happens? Am I unhappy about that? Is it bad? I don't think it's a big deal actually. I think I'm fine just playing Harvester. There's a chance they also go 3rd land plus a haste creature, or you know, just a haste creature. And then we can gain a little bit of life of the Harvester. If we can get 1 attack in with Harvester, it's already kind of good. Before he dies. But again, there's been a lot of Abrade around. Kalidas is the best option if you really want to have an edge against Mono Red. But it's a little bit costly. I don't have someone. I don't have some. I don't. I don't both some Kalidas on MTGO. I might do that soon though. Okay, so the play is gonna be Constrictor. You always want to play your Constrictor before you play your Ether Hubs or you know any energy pricing card. We're just getting for 3 while we can. They are tapped out, so we are not risking match. And yeah, Looks like they don't have an braid. If you have a braid, if they had a braid, they would have abraded the harvester. They would not have. They would not have. Using use flow on the last turn. And since they don't have a braid here, I think we just go for an 8/8. If there wasn't a braid in their deck, there could be an argument here to just wait and make a 7/9 harvester, and then they cannot win. But since they have a braid in the deck, I think there's not much value in waiting, and they're again a little bit stuck on land here, and just making an 8/8 knowing they cannot deal with it right now is better. Also, putting all the counter on this is kind of putting all your eggs in the same basket. Here we have basically an 8/8 that they will need to deal with, otherwise it's going to kill them, and 3/5 in the air that's gaining a 3 life every turn. So they looks like they top deck in a braid. I don't think they would have. I think they would have used that earlier if they had it already. So yeah, probably just a top deck. But yeah, currently we are winning this race. Playing Rishkar without another creature is a bit clunky, but what can you do? Now there's a pretty good chance that this harvester takes over the game. Kinda depends. Again, their draw have been quite clunky here for sure, so it's been helping us a good amount. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Sure. Okay. They are hoping I don't have another creature, I guess. It's not gonna work out. I mean, I don't have another creature, obviously, but now I can kill Chandra, which is real sweet. Cool. So this is basically a 3/3. No, it's not really a 3/3 because we want to use the... we'd rather use the harvester ability than making that bigger. Alright, so this will attack Chandra and this will attack them. Glorybringer and Hazoret are still very big threat right now. Like, they could easily... they are behind here for sure. It's not going well for them. We've been gaining something like 12 life this game. Harvester has been unanswered, but they are not that far from coming back. Here they kind of do a whole lot of things with Chandra, that's the thing. They can blow up one of my guy, but then we kill Chandra. They can plus Chandra, deal 2, keep Karizev to block, but then we animate Harvester, we attack with Rishkar and Harvester on the Chandra, and either they chump block or Chandra dies. And even if they chump block, she goes down to 2, which means they cannot minus 3. Sure, okay. Seems like a decent play, decent attacking with Karizev. No? Well, I guess they don't want me to top deck a creature. I think I still would have attacked though. Alright. Crew 1. Don't think we are supposed to play our land here. You should always, I mean not always, but very often you should just play your lands out, but here I don't think it's really worth it. But here if they go Glorybringer, attack you down to 11, kill your cub, I'm not in a great spot. We've been a little bit flooded again. I mean, I cannot complain about this draw, because, yeah, I mean, they've had a tough draw too, but still. Interesting stuff here. There's a chance they top deck a braid. And since we got... I don't think we were supposed to grasp Karizev, though. We don't want to lose to Glorybringer. Like, if they had a Nazareth... I think we are crewing here. Because we could go grasp that and attack with Cub to play a little bit around the braid, but that doesn't make it enough sense. We are not even getting that match by attacking with that. I think I'm gonna give it lifelink. Like, it's not like I'm gonna do match with that 1 energy. If I had 2 energy, I would not do it because 2 energy is 1 counter here, but with 1 energy, it's not like it changed a lot. Again, it was pretty obvious that they top decked their braid given how they played, but I think it is what it is. If they didn't, getting 3 life is so much better. Here is going to be Glorybringer for sure. And now we kind of have to hope their last card is not too good. They have the Seagate Wreckage, which is a problem. But there's not a whole lot we can do around that. It looks like they might just win a value game here. Interesting, they did not attack. Because I have the Deadlands here, so blocking is really not so exciting for them. Wow, okay. I think I'm happy to kill Karizev here. Over playing as a Born. We need their last card to not be super good. If they have another Glorybringer or 3rd Chandra, we're in trouble. And even if they don't, the Wreckage might end up being very bad for us. That was solid. Do we trade? Do we trade? So we can get 2 energy off that, but those still trades. I think we're fine trading. Also, if they don't block, somehow it's great for us, but there's not a big chance they do that. And this is why, because post-board, the mono-red deck between the Chandras and the Glorybringer can have a pretty solid late game, the Wreckage too, and I think this is why I think they wanted to use that upkeep. Maybe another Chandra, jeez. They drew 3 Chandra out of 3? God, we need to draw a creature. We're gonna be in a lot of trouble if we don't. Yeah, and here if this was a Travesty Ulvenwald, we would just fetch Gerhard can probably straight up win. Now it's attuned with Ether, so we are in kind of in a lot of trouble. I think the value of thinning my deck is higher than the value of them not knowing what I have in hand, so I'm just gonna blow up the... I'm just gonna use it. We are losing a late game against the red deck though, which kind of feels bad, I have to say. Between the Wreckage and Chandra, we are in quite a bit of trouble. Flow was not a great draw for them, I don't think so. Okay, that's pretty good. Good news is that we dealt with 3 Chandras already, so they probably don't have many more. 1 Glorybringer. And Hazoret is actually not a big deal right now. Like, we are racing Hazoret. Kind of. If you don't want your Rampager to die to a Chandra, because they have another Chandra in hand, for example, which was not the case here, you can just play it, give that lifelink 3 times, maybe, even though it doesn't help, and then this will bounce back to your hand. This way you can protect Rampager for sorcery speed removal if you need to. That can be a neat trick. Kind of weird, but here it wasn't really helpful. I don't think we were playing around another 4 damage sorcery removal right here. It looks like they are gonna another flow at my face and then draw. That's fine. That's actually fine. I mean, yeah, they are drawing 2 cards a turn though, and they are at 8, so we are not that close from killing them. A creature here would have been game over, I believe, because we would have been able to put them down to 2, and then probably would have been good enough, but it's crazy that we've been gaining, I think, an entire life bar with those Harvester, we gain. I think we just literally gain over 20 this game, and yeah, they're still continuing to attack, and we still haven't won yet. Wreckage has been insane for them this game. I kind of like the fact that they already used 3 Chandras though, and I guess 2 Upgrade, so they have 2 Upgrade left in their deck. I don't have any energy anymore. Alright. Well, I can produce energy with that dude. Let's crew before... You can do that as crew vehicles with your Rampager before they come back to your hand, which is neat. Probably gonna do that again. Yeah. Gives it lifelink. Do it again. Now we are gonna attack. If they have an upgrade for the Harvester, they top deck that. I'm gonna play the Rampager. But if they don't... Well, actually I cannot play Rampager anymore, I'm stupid. So this doesn't mean... Yeah, that was kind of a silly assumption. But if I could play the Rampager, I would only if they were to kill the Harvester. Because if they don't kill Harvester, I'd rather have... I can just keep it in my hand and use it to crew the Harvester. Okay, well, this was a little bit scary. The late game of this red deck is really scary post board, and I think this is why you might want a little bit more, a little bit better late game that the Delirium deck can give you. Because if you just go for Traverse the Ulvenwald, something like Ishkana, they're just, it's just over for them pretty much. It even beats Glorybringer and Chandra quite efficiently. However, you have a better early game with the Rampager, the Azaborn, the Cubs, and whatnot. Anyway, we got there. That was round 1. Thank you for watching, and see you for round 2.